In Kenya, Kilifi County, a similar incident happened, popularly known as the Shakahola mass murder, where more than 400 people died. This time, the leader is a preacher known as Paul Mackenzie, the man behind the phrase, it's 400 people and counting, because even as we speak, the exhumation process is still ongoing. This begs the question, why and how? I remember in high school, I happened to study with a guy who was about 2 classes behind me. He was humble, friendly, and God-fearing, just to say the least. And he happened to be a member of Mackenzie's church. After high school, this is what he had to say about education.
Mimi nimelazimika kuacha masomo kwa sababu Mungu amekwisha tuma na kwangu ya kwamba elimu haitoki kwake. Na sikuamka asubuhi moja nikaanza kujipayukia ama kuchukua uamuzi siku hiyo, lakini ilinilazimu kwanza kuthibitisha katika maandiko.
Probably he burnt his certificates. Probably he stopped the idea of schooling at all. So who is this guy? Paul Mackenzie founded the Good News International Church that was running, or that has been running for over close to 2 decades. It has been in operation for all this while without any suspicion.
Mwanadamu asipotubu na kutakaswa kwa damu ya Yesu, kwa kumwamini Kristo na kusamehewa dhambi zake, yeye angojei kuhukumiwa, tayari amekwisha kuhukumiwa, yuko kuzimu. Maandiko yanasema wote aliwapa uwezo wa kufanyika wana, waliomwamini aliwapa uwezo wa kufanyika wana wa Mungu. Bali wasiomwamini, ghadhabu ya Mungu inafanya nini? Iko juu yao.
But it was until the early 2010s when strange teachings began to surface that learners from primary school all the way to secondary school had to abscond their education and burn their certificates, citing that it was evil.
Unapokwenda mashuleni, watoto wetu wanafundishwa na kuambiwa kwamba mwanadamu alitoka kwa Zinjanthropus. Na Biblia naye inatuambia mwanadamu aliumbwa na Mungu. Tunapata hiyo tayari ni tofauti kati ya elimu iliyo duniani na elimu ya Mungu. Na hivyo basi hii ni elimu ya dunia, inaonekana ni elimu ya kibinadamu na ya uongo.
Okay, nikaambia watu education is evil. Okay? Wakasema chukueni Mackenzie mweke gerezani. Nikachukuliwa kweli, nikawekwa gerezani. Nikasavu ile gereza ile siku nilisavu. Nikatoka. But today I remind all people in the world, have they seen that prophecy that education is evil? Leo watoto wao wanafundishwa ushoga na usagaji, lesbianism and inaitwaje? Gayism kwa mashule. CBC ni nini? Comprehensive Sex Education. Hiyo ni nini? Hiyo ni utakatifu.
The members were also not allowed to seek medical treatment and had to cling to their faith.
Mnaamini kuwa muende hospitali kwa mgonjwa, muende shule,
hospitali, hatuna marembo. Hiyo yote hatufanyi kwa sababu hiyo ni mali ya dunia.
Pastor wewe yuko wapi?
Pastor yuko hapo.
Kanisa inaitwa, yeye amewaambia msiende kanisa.
Si yeye ametuambia. Biblia linasema sasa wewe vile elimu. Soma hiki kitabu.
Na wazazi wako wapi? Wazazi wamewaambia waende shule.
Wazazi hawaendi shule.
Wazazi wanajua shule, wanajua msomi.
Wanajua, kwani tutafanya nini? Maamuzi yetu wenyewe. Tumeamua wenyewe.
Wazazi hawaendi kwa hiyo kanisa.
Wanaenda. Wengine hawaendi lakini.
Kwa hiyo waamuzi wenu mmeamua kuwa muende kanisa.
Sio tuende shuleni kwa sababu elimu si mpango wa Mungu.
Any religious institution that teaches against seeking medical attention, or going to school, those responsible should be prosecuted, and those religious institutions should be closed down because they are working against the collective interest of the people of Kenya.
Mackenzie ran a TV called Times TV, where he gained widespread recognition and attention, but also controversy. Seemingly, the man went unnoticed and was not questioned until March 2023, when he was arrested for the murder of 2 children. But he was released on a police bond of 10,000 Kenya shillings. This man was not new to police cells, because before he was also arrested, but this was not highly publicized, and he was always released on petty cash bails or petty police bonds. So, how did he arrive in Shakahola? With time, because of these strange teachings, controversy spread like a wildfire consuming a bush. And because of this spread of controversy, because of these rumors, he decided to leave. He shut down his church, he shut down his TV station, and he set for the vast forest in Shakahola, where he claimed he was going to undertake a farming project.
Na nikakubali kurudi mtu wa kawaida, kwa sababu nimeambiwa kazi yangu nimefanya nini? Nimemaliza. So, from there, from 2019, tuseme 2020, ndio nikaona ni vizuri wacha niingie tu kwa mambo ya ukulima, kwa sababu nimekuwa mtu wa kawaida. Nimekuwa tu raia wa kawaida.
But he did not go alone. He lured some of his members to join him to this place. From the news, you could see members like one who was an air hostess who joined him. And these people who had to follow him, they had to sell their property. In fact, the sale of these properties had to go to the leader, that is Mackenzie. And they had to purchase a piece of property so that they are able to relocate to Shakahola. With wholesome devotion, they cut ties, they cut communication from their families, from their friends, or anyone familiar to them. And like a moth to a flame, like a sheep headed for slaughter, little did they know that they were supposed to fast in order to meet Jesus.
Nisha ya kwamba kuna mahali nimewagaza. Manake uwezi kuweka mtu fasting akiwa kwake. Unless ukawakusanya, ukawaweka mahali, ukawaingiza fasting. Na maybe hata ukawafungia ili wasiweze kuaccess chakula na maji.
While Mackenzie himself did not fast, he had his choice foods, he was busy enjoying life. Tension arose after 10 people of Shakahola and Msimba villages were attacked, and they were seriously injured for being members of Mackenzie's church or cult. They were attacked while they had gone to shop for food for Mackenzie and his associates. Because of this attack, this is when some of them revealed the secretive activities that were happening in the forest. On April 14th, the police, acting on intelligence, made a nerve-breaking discovery. Where they found 4 people who had died of alleged starvation. And 10 others were also rescued at night. They were completely emaciated, their skeletal structure visible to the human eye, to the naked eye. And based on this, the police were able to trace, and they found Mackenzie hiding somewhere in a hideout at Chakama. Now, this marked the genesis of unraveling this nightmare. The hundreds of bodies that were buried in shallow graves. Like a ticking time bomb. One after another, bodies were found. As we speak today, Mackenzie is still held in custody.
Let me say, for the avoidance of doubt, that people like Mackenzie and all other terrorists and criminals do not belong to any religion. They belong to jail. And that is where they should be.
In fact, as of the recording of this video, the court has ordered that he be detained for 6 more months. According to the autopsy report,
of these 10 postmortems, the one body was of an adult female and the rest were children. These children's ages were varying from 1.5 years to 10 years. Generally, most of them had features of starvation. We saw features of people who have not eaten. There was no food in the stomach. The layer of fat was very small. The liver was fatty. These are things we look for in people with starvation. 2 of them had what we call cyanosis. Cyanosis is a bluish discoloration of fingernails. And by inference, we will be able to say that cyanosis was caused by maybe asphyxiation at some time. Total number of postmortems we did were 24. Of these postmortems, 3 were children and 21 were adults. 8 males and 16 females. Most of them were severely decomposed. And as per the cause of death, we found that most of them also had features of starvation, same as what we've been seeing in the past days. We found 2 who had head injuries, meaning that they had been injured, they died because of blunt trauma to the head.
In the forest where they stayed, they were sparsely located, they were separated, they stayed far away from one another, and they were guarded so that you could not be able to escape and you had to fast or to starve to death. These 2 stories, quite brutal. They were a bit slightly different, but have a common narrative and a common endgame, whereby they reveal different characteristics, various characteristics of cults that masquerade as a religious setup, but end up in radicalization and brainwashing of its members, resulting to death.
Look out for those who want to abuse even the religious sector. People who are masquerading as religious people, yet what they do is contrary to the teachings and to the beliefs of religion, whether they are Christians, Muslim, or indeed any other religion. What we are seeing in Kilifi, in Shakahola, is akin to terrorists. There is no difference between Mr. Mackenzie, who pretends and postures as a pastor when in fact he is a terrible criminal. Terrorists use religion to advance their heinous acts. People like Mr. Mackenzie are using religion to do exactly the same thing.